Diminished ovarian reserve has to do with how many eggs you have left. So I just turned 30 and my number was that of someone who might be in their mid 40s or early 50s.
Asking for a friend. How did you get diagnosed?
I was already moving forward with freezing my eggs before I had the diagnosis. I wanted to have the ability to have kids when I wanted to have kids and not feel like there was pressure and that there was a ticking clock. I just turned 30, I was healthy, I just run a marathon, and my doctor essentially told me that this was gonna be a breeze. I would just need to take some medicine, we'd do the egg retrieval, and I'd have some eggs on ice. Then we got my blood test back and found out that I had diminished ovarian reserve.
What was your reaction to the term diminished ovarian reserve?
The term was really scary and it's like really disappointing. I went into all of this thinking it was a plan B. Now I needed this plan B to become plan A.
What's been the hardest part of this process?
There's a lot of hormones going into your body and also leaving your body, so there's a lot of highs and a lot of lows. It's really hard to explain why you're just like crying, so it wasn't something I openly wanted to talk about. As women, as soon as you talk about wanting to have a baby, sometimes it feels like that shifts the view of your boss or your team.
How many eggs have you successfully retrieved?
Well, for one IVF cycle, you want to have between 10 and 12 eggs. I've now done 4 cycles and I have 4 eggs.
This sounds expensive. How much does all this cost?
Each cycle can be $7,000 to $9,000. The medication can be anywhere from $3,000 to $7,000 each cycle. The last part is storage. It tends to be $500 to $600 per year. I was hoping that before I turned 32, I'd be able to buy an apartment, and most, if not all, of what I had saved went to egg freezing, so that timeline has shifted.
What's your advice to women going through something similar?
You don't have to be silent about it. As soon as you start talking about fertility issues, you find a lot of people who also have fertility issues. Through this whole process, I've learned to advocate for myself. Fertility is not something that they check in your annual appointment. So I'm happy and proud of myself for taking the step to really acknowledge that wanting to be a mom is something that's important to me and that that's okay, and taking these steps to make sure that that can be in my future.